guys, it's Susie for Bello's Designs. Today, I am sharing with you my favorite boxes to use for the holidays. Now, these are great for any occasion, but today we are going to be focusing on Christmas. So, grab your scoreboards, your double-sided paper, and let's get busy. Now, for the products you're going to need today, you're going to need some ribbon to coordinate with your paper. You're going to need a standard hole punch. This is just regular, nothing special. A pair of scissors, a pencil, a ruler, and today I am using score tape. This is 1/8 inch. You can use your Wonder tape or red line tape, whatever it is you have. You want a good, sticky, double-sided tape. Your double-sided paper. Now, you can make these with regular paper, but when you do the double-sided paper, it gives you that extra wow factor. So pull out your papers. This one is the Festive Flora. Now, I use this in my drink pouches that, if you haven't seen that video, they are fabulous because when you open them up, you've got the print on both sides. So it just adds that extra special touch to it. Same thing with the boxes. You're going to need your scoreboard. Now, Hunky Dory has a fabulous scoreboard. Everybody I know that has it swears by them. They love them. They're easy to pack. If you like to travel or perhaps have craft days with your friends, they're so much easier than the board I have. This one I've had for years. But if I ever change it up, I'm going with the Hunky Dory. So, if you're interested, there's a link down below. Bello's Designs carries them. You will love them. All right, so let's get started. Now, we are going to be starting with our tall box. These boxes can be made in any size you choose. This particular one I'm going to be showing you today. So grab your double-sided paper and let's talk about paper for a minute. When you make these boxes, the taller you go, the more structure you're going to want in your paper. So starting out, you're going to want a nice stiff piece of paper. So the higher the GSM, the better. Although what I found is here in the States, a lot of your papers are not going to give you a GSM. They're only going to give you a paperweight. And sometimes they don't even do that. So the taller you go, the more structure you need. And I will show you how to build in more structure if you need it. All right. But for right now, I am going to start with regular craft card. Now, this is a heavier piece of craft card. But I wanted you to be able to see what I'm doing, and sometimes using the printed paper, it's going to make it too hard for the camera to show you exactly what I'm doing. So we're going to start out with a piece of 8 1/4 by 10 inches. I've already cut this one down. Using our scoreboard, we are going to score this at the 2 inch all the way down, 4 inch, 6 inch, and the 8 inch. Now, being that I'm left-handed, I am going to turn my paper, so I have a good hand to hold down my paper. I'm going to do that 1/4 inch right here. Now, if you're right-handed, you don't need to turn your paper. So you have 2, 4, 6, and an 8. So you're going to end up with this 1/4 inch strip. Now we're going to turn our paper again. This time we're going to put the 10 inch across the top with the 8 1/4 this way. And we are going to score this at 2 inches. And now I'm going to turn my paper again. And we are going to score it again at the 2 inch mark. Now, the reason why I do this is that you can make these boxes as tall or as short as you want. You're always going to need that 2 inch here and the 2 inch here. So by turning your paper, you don't have to do the math of where that next score line is going to be if you're going across your board and you're using a shorter paper. All right. So now we are going to grab our scissors, and this is going to be the top of our box. This is going to be the bottom of our box. We're going to go right on those score lines, and we are going to cut up to the other score line going this way. Now, on your 1/4 inch side here, you're going to clip this little piece off. We don't need that part. And now you're just going to follow your score lines up again, right up to that next score line. And you're going to do that for all of these. This is the bottom of your box. There we go. Now, we're done with our scoreboard. I'm going to now grab my score tape, and you want 1/8 inch. You can use 1/4 inch. What I found with 1/4 inch is quite often, being that you've got a score line right here, it tends to either stick out on this side or that side if you don't get it laid down perfectly straight. In which case now either the inside of your box is going to be sticky or the outside of your box will be sticky. So 1/8 inch is the best way to go. So we're going to just grab our tape, find the end to it, and we're going to run that right down our score line here. And I'm going a little closer to that score line, but not over it. You don't want to go over that score line. Just clip that off. Okay. Now I'm going to start folding the box. So you want to fold it on all of your score lines to get it started. Folding it in and just keep going. Okay, now we're going to work on the top. This is where your mouse pad or magazine, whatever you choose. I'm going to flip it back over so that this is your box. Now, we're going to take the first line and the third box, or should I say box, these sections. Oops, I am going to grab my scoreboard really quick and I'll show you why. You can use a ruler for this, or you can do it just as easy on your scoreboard. Just take your tool and just do a little mark on your 1 inch and your 5 inch. That's just going to be a little guide, then you don't need a pencil. You can use a pencil to mark these also. If you prefer, you can do it with a ruler. I find it's just easier to do it with a scoreboard, and for today, I'm going to mark mine so maybe you can see it a little better. So now we're going to take our ruler, and we're going to go right down to the edge where this score line is. We're going to go right in that corner, right off our dot, and grabbing your scoring tool, you're going to score that line. And I'm just going to fold it a touch. Now again, going right where these score lines intersect, we're going to do that again. Just like that. Now going down to this one, same thing. And because you're not using a scoreboard to do this, I'm not going real heavy-handed, but I am going back and forth a couple of times just to make sure I get that score line in there. Now, we're going to fold it. This is the fun part. You're going to take that score line you just made, and you are going to now fold this. Bring your box up. I'm going to try to get this so you can see it. And press it in. And again, that part. We're going to do the same thing here. Bringing that box up and folding it. And again on the last one. And there we go. Now, we're going to put our box together. To do that, you're going to want to fold your box over. Fold this piece over. So now you've got that perfect seam. Now you pull that backing off your tape. Press this over right down the center. And there you go. There is your box. Now we're going to do the bottom. For the bottom of this, you can use a tape runner. However, what I found, if you're using anything heavy to put in this box, you're going to want to go with something that's going to hold it. Therefore, I highly recommend using your score tape. So, we're just going to take and tape the bottom now. Let's see if I can get this so you can see it. And you're just going to go along the edge, clip that off, go down the sides, and you do that for each one. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to structurally hold this box together. Okay, now we have tape on all of our flaps, except one. This is your inside flap. Now, finding your seam, this should go on the back of your box. So, next you're going to leave your front flap. This is the back, this is the front, leave that for last. So now just pulling off the backing of your tape, you're going to stick them down. Now, you need something to tap down your bottom. In this case, I'm just using my ruler. We're now going to take the tape off the next set. Put that flap down. Just tap it down. And our last flap. Sometimes getting the backing off your tape is the hardest part. Okay, now we have our box together. Now you're going to take your top and push those in. This is going to be the top of our box. Now you are going to grab your hole punch, holding these together and these together. We're going to pop holes through it. And you're just going to go in, kind of square it up, maybe 1/8 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch, more or less. Now doing the front. And there we go. Now, we're going to add our ribbon. Now, I have a trick for this. As soon as I find them, I have a secret weapon. These are made by Gum. G-U-M. These are Gum Easy Through Floss Threaders. Now, you find these by your dental floss, toothbrushes, toothpaste in that area of your larger stores, your grocery stores, any place that carries a good selection of dental floss, etc. That's where you want to go to find these. These are amazing for doing ribbon, and I'm going to show you why. You use them just like a needle. You're going to take that loop, stick your ribbon through it. You're going to pop this right through your hole. Now, you can sit and cut these at an angle and pick away at them, trying to get them through. Or you can use one of these, and it goes really quickly. It's my favorite tool. I got to tell you, for doing this. I originally got these for beading, but I have found so many other uses for them. And especially if you have fingers that don't always want to work real well, you can still thread ribbon really quickly. There we go. Now our ribbon is through. So there is our box. Now, if you find that you don't have enough structure to your box, because the taller you go, the more structure you're going to need, or the heavier the items are you're going to put in them, you're going to need a really good stiff paper. You can build that into here. Now, when you take your piece of paper, and this is actually my pattern, you're going to take your paper, you're going to score your 1/8 inch mark. You're going to score your 2 lines at 2 inches. Okay, so that's your top and your bottom. Take another sheet of paper. You're going to line it up with this edge so you still have that 1/4 inch here that's open. Now you can take this paper and do anything you want on it. If you're into the Lavinia Stamps, you can do an entire scene that goes all the way around your box. You can leave it plain. You can build it up, whatever it is you prefer. Using your double-sided paper, you're still going to have the beautiful pattern of that paper up on the top part. This part is just going to go around the center of it, which is going to give you that structure you need if you're putting heavy items in your box. Okay, and for this particular one, being that it's the 10-inch wide or 10-inch tall paper, I went with an 8 by a 5 3/4. That way you have a 6-inch gap here. That gives you a little bit of leeway for lining it up. All right, so just a way to build some extra structure into your box and still get that wow factor of the double-sided paper. So now I'm going to show you how you can make these boxes with your 6 by 6 inch tablets. And again, using the double-sided paper, when you open these up, it looks just as good in the inside as it does on the outside. It just makes it feel so much more special than just having the white inside. So, I'm going to show you how to do this really quick. I won't go through the entire box. I'm going to show you how to cut your papers. you're going to grab, again, I'm using the plain cardstock so you can see. This is just a 6x6, just as if you pulled it out of your tablet, okay? And you can see I keep all of my scraps. I'm just going to grab a piece of paper here. So this is the 6" by 6". Now, if you're using a pattern, you want to make sure this piece that we're going to cut is the same direction as your main piece. That way you don't have a piece going one direction and your other piece going the other direction. Such as this is going in the same direction if you turn it this way. Some of them are more noticeable. This one's not quite as noticeable when you flip your papers. So what you're going to do, take a 6". Take another piece that is 2.5 by 6 inches. Okay, you are then going to take and score this piece at a 1/4 inch on each side. So again, taking your scoreboard, you're going to do that 1/4 inch. I'm turning mine because I'm left-handed. It makes it easier to hold on to. And a 1/4 inch. This is going to be the back panel on your box, so nobody's going to know that you splice these papers together. Now, you are going to take your tape and you are going to run it down both sides of this, okay? Then you're going to take that and you are going to attach this right up to your score line. So you want to stay on the farthest side of your score line. Okay. Then you are going to go ahead and score this up the same way that you did for the tall box. That's always going to stay the same. So about as short as you want to go is 6 inches on here, or this size box, because if you go down to 1 inch, I think it's going to be a lot harder to hold on to. So 6, you can go with a 6 inch, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever your measurement, however tall you want that box to be. But you're always going to need that 8 1/4 inch wide. So by adding this piece to it, now you have that 2 inch panel you needed. You're going to treat this the same way you did for the big one. Okay. So now comes the fun part. With your taller boxes, you can decorate them any way you want to. For this one, I just used the Lavinia Stamp in the Red Pine Small LAV 592. And I added just a little red panel to it. You can leave them plain. You can decorate them up. And like I said, if you need more structure, wrap that extra piece of paper, glue that extra piece of paper down, decorate it, then score your box, and now you've got a beautiful pattern all the way around your box. So whatever you choose, what I can tell you is this is also a tall box that I made a while back, that your double-sided papers will give you that wow factor inside. Now this one doesn't, this one is not double-sided, but these boxes are big enough to hold 4 of your Lavinia stencil brushes, the full-size ones. You can fit 4 in here. Now, if you followed my video for the tea bag holder / drink holders, this one, I did find the margarita mix for these, so I placed those inside my pouch. You can fit 2 of the airplane-size bottles of alcohol into these boxes just by flipping one over. Oops, just like that. So now I have a pouch with my margarita mix, and I have the stuff to go with it. Doing up the small box, I can now put spiced nuts or anything else I want in here. Now, on the pouch video, I also did the little treat part. Now, like I said, I love doing up treat boxes or goodie boxes for my friends at Christmas time. Now I've got my tall box. You can put cookies in it. You can put whatever it is you like. I also have my pouch. I also have my little tray of candy bars, all done with that double-sided paper. You can do it to match up, and what a fabulous gift. Just wrap it up in a cellophane bag. You're good to go. These are great for any age, you name it. If you've got kids, you can actually take a good-sized toy. I mean, this is a pretty good-sized toy. That will fit in there. You can fit a full personal-sized bag of candy on top of there, and it still fits. I'm going to take that ribbon out. Whatever it is you like to do. Now for your shorter boxes. These, for kids again, you can still fit a good-sized toy in it. And then perhaps throw, excuse that, throw a few candies to go in there also. It's perfect. You can fit 5 Ghirardelli squares in this box. These aren't good just for Christmas. You can use these for birthday parties, wedding favors. Perhaps you like to have that special holiday meal. Consider putting one of these at each place setting. It just makes your guests feel extra special because they get a little extra something with their dinner. So super fun, super easy to make. If you're doing baked goods and you're going to be using the taller boxes, say for cookies or homemade candies, whatever, these pretzel bags are perfect for this. They fit in here beautifully. Fill them up, cut off the excess of the plastic that you don't need, tie them up, and it won't stain your box. They're protected, and they fit perfectly. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos, hit subscribe. All the products I used today are listed down below. Check out Bello's designs for your craft consortium double-sided paper. They have gorgeous papers. Not just Christmas, not just the tartan plaid, but all kinds for all different seasons. Check them out. You will love it. So, until next time, I wish you happy holidays and stay crafty.